when I got off the plane yesterday, Deborah was at my gate waiting for me. And so she's like, do you know where I checked my bag. She's like, do you know where your baggage claim is? I'm like, no. She's like, well, do you know? She said, well, I said, well, where did I come from? And she's like, Dallas. And I said, oh, that's right. Okay. Because I move about so much that I just forget normal things. So I am super excited about the second session because this is kind of like the how-to. I am not a 10-step girl and, all that stuff. I'm just not. I just think everybody's journey is different, but there are some fundamental things that you can do to help yourself succeed through trials, through pain, through issues of life. And then there are some fundamental things that you can do when you're moving to the other side, pursuing what it is that God has for you, or if it's in business or whatever the case may be. So that's kind of what I'm going to try to do. You can get your pens and journals out, be ready to take notes. I didn't do slides because I want you to write. And that's how things stick. So that's why I didn't do slides. We will provide slides for you if you feel like you need it in the end. I'll send it to Megan and then she can get it to you somehow. And you are more than welcome to record this part of the session. So a few weeks ago, I woke up with a strong urgency, impression, burden to pray for my children. They're in Georgia and I'm in Texas right now, but things will shift a little bit. My youngest son will come and live with me in the new year. And then I told him, I said, buddy, I don't know how long we're going to be here. We might end up somewhere completely different. He's like, let's go. So I said, we may be in New York by the end of the year or next year. Who knows? I don't know. I definitely am not the kind of person to stay still very long. I don't know if you noticed, but I just can't stop moving. During worship, I will rock. This is just how I am. And so I think God's just wired me for adventure. Thus, He is keeping my life very crazy and allowed me to just experience some really wild but cool things. So in starting the second session, I really, really, really want to make sure that you write. And one of the reasons why I strongly encourage this is because I have a box full of journals. And I've journaled for years and years and years, and it is one of the key things that I feel has changed my life. So that's why I encourage you to write. The Bible says, write the vision down, make it plain. And so as I go back now and track in my journals, I'm like, wow, it was working all along. I was writing and things were happening there, and then as I look at the progression, I actually would write certain things, even in the midst of despair, in the midst of horrible situations. I would write that part, but then I would write what I know the truth is. And that's why I told you, flip the script. So write your story, but then also write the new story, okay? Because you need something that you're moving towards. So here is the question, the one question that you need to ask yourself. This isn't working, I'm sorry. I can't move with that thing. The one question that you need to ask yourself, this is the key question. And if you can answer this question, then you will get on the road from pain to pleasure. And the question is, are you going to work? No, don't write that. Are you going to wallow, or are you going to work? And what I mean by that is a big part of the problem, our problem, is that we sort of get comfortable in our junk. It's so familiar to us. It's a familiar place. And so coming out of that is actually unfamiliar territory. It's uncomfortable because all we really know and all we really lived is our mess and our stuff, and we get reminded by parents and families and friends and children and husbands and whatever. And so that's the question. Are you going to wallow in it, or are you going to work? You have got to make a choice. So no matter what circumstance presents itself, that's the question to ask yourself. Am I going to wallow in this thing, or am I going to work my way out of it? Okay, so that's key. That's number one. here's how I look at, it's pretty simple. I have 6 things that I feel pain is designed to do. Okay? 6 things. I am what I would consider a pretty quick study. I have been, because I feel like when I was on the streets and I was young, I had to learn pretty quickly what was happening around me. So it doesn't take me long to first figure people out and to figure out my surroundings. Not long at all. And when I move into a new company, and I promise you, moving into these ultra high net worth companies is a very different experience from typical corporate world. There's a culture, a very deeply embedded culture that you have to figure out quickly if you're going to succeed. And so that's one of my quick start things is it doesn't take me very long to figure it out. And so these are the 6 things. I'm going to give you all 6, and then we're going to work through each of them. The first one is pain is designed for you to practice. Practice is number 1. Number 2, pain is designed to prepare you. 3, pain is designed to produce something in you. 4, pain is designed to bring purpose. 5, pain is designed to position you. And 6, pain is designed to propel you. And I kind of like them in that order because you have to start somewhere. So I'm sure, who in this room has had one pain in their life? No, like just one. Oh, I was about to say, I'm leaving. Y'all are good. You had one pain? Nobody's only had one, right? Okay, so you've had it happen over and over enough time for you to work through going through the pain. This is the practice part, and how you come out of it. Most of the time when you're going through the pain, you may get better, but you're not cured, healed. You've recovered, but you're not truly healed. And that's how I think most people operate, is they just operate in the recovery, but they're not truly healed and set free. So the practice is, as a situation presents itself, as a circumstance presents itself, as a pain situation presents itself, you have got to learn exactly what you're going to do as soon as it hits. So give me an idea of what you think as soon as you know, here's the divorce. I'm pregnant out of wedlock. I have a child who's on drugs. What is your first reaction? What's a typical reaction? Panic. What else?
Denial.
Denial. That's huge. Fear. Yep.
What do you do now?
Yeah. You're thinking, what now? So here's the deal. You are a human being, right? You were made with emotions. So if a mother loses a child, do you think she's not going to be afraid, sad, depressed, angry? So what you have to do is you have to stop being religious. And what I mean by that is religion teaches you to pretend that you're something that you're not.
Absolutely.
Okay? You have got to stop being religious, and you have to remain in relationship. That's the difference. So the first response, the first reaction is, I'm going to tell God exactly how I feel. Okay? When I was in pain, I wanted to die. And I told him that. You think it's a surprise to him? You think he's going, Lisa, come on, he's God. He can handle it. Don't forget, his son experienced every single thing that we experience. Everything, his own son. So it does not come as a surprise to him. The first reaction, and the reason why I say this is because if you don't do this first, you give the enemy room to come in and bring lies and all kinds of stuff. You just give him room. So when you break that stronghold by going straight to the Father and going, how could you take my child? How, God? How? It's okay. He understands. How can my 2 boys be on drugs and I didn't know? How, God? How? First, so that's your first step, is you always go straight to God with exactly what you're feeling, and do not pretend. Don't make up stuff. Don't over spiritualize it. No, because you're only fooling yourself. You're definitely not fooling him. So be honest with God. Okay, be honest with God. That's your first reaction. Why I say then after that, after you get honest with God, God meets you in that moment, and then you go, okay, am I going to wallow in this or am I going to work? What are the things that I need to work out in this situation? So I'll just use my life as an example. When I knew that I had to pull the plug on the marriage, when I knew it, I had no doubt in my mind. Never one time did I question it. Should I? Shouldn't I? No, I knew. And so I, of course, went to God with all of my emotions. It was like it was so fast and so furious. And I gave him all of that. And then I stepped back and I pulled out my journal and I said, okay, what do I need to do? What work needs to be done here? Okay? Because most of the time, getting from the initial shock entrance of this thing, there is a long period of time before you get to the work part. You just wallow and wallow and wallow and wallow and wallow. And you know what's happening in that time? The enemy is just robbing you and stealing from you and wreaking all kinds of havoc and telling you all kinds of lies. And then that becomes a new story. And then you just look back and you're like, wait, what even happened? That's our typical pattern. You have got to learn that when it hits, you go straight to God with the truth, and then you start working. Whether the work is on you, internally, you go to counseling, whatever that work looks like, whether the work is you need to have a conversation with somebody and deal with some things, whatever that looks like, okay? Is that clear? Okay, that's super important before we get to the others. So that is your practice, okay? When life brings these things to you, this is how you practice, okay? You practice. You're learning how to manage crisis. You're learning how to manage difficult situations. You're learning, as I grow in my career, in my spiritual journey, in my ministry, in my home, and in all of those things, my life has been my practice. So now everything just happens faster. You know, I had years and years and years and way too many years of wallowing. Way too many years. And then I was like, wait, this it's not working. I'm not getting anywhere. And so I changed it. So first one is practice. Second is prepare. And why I say he's preparing you is because what I've learned is as you grow and you are more successful, and you know why I'm doing this, because success is defined in so many different ways. I'm not talking about money. I'm just talking about successful with God in your life, in the things that you're involved in, whether it's business, whether it's ministry, whatever the case may be. What I've learned is that people are pretty much the same everywhere you go. So if you have the benefit of working around believers all day, God bless you. But that has not been my life. Far from. Far from. I am around the worldliest of the worldly. Most of the ultra high net worth people that I've supported are not believers. They believe a whole lot of things. A whole lot of things. But they don't believe in the one. And so you have got to be prepared that you are not walking up in there with some religious jargon that you think you're going to change them. It's not going to happen. Come on now. I'm telling you. What you will do is you will let your life be the light that shows them the way. So you have to be prepared for that. You have to be prepared. And so I believe that pain, if you do what you need to do through the pain, if you walk through it the way that you need to walk through it, it will prepare you to move into the areas of the world of life that God has for you, because you can sit in the church all day long.
Come on.
That's fine.
Come on.
But we're all called to
Go.
thank you. That was exactly the word I was looking. We're called to go. We're supposed to be not of the world, but in it. That's that religion stuff that you have got to undo in your life. You've got to undo it. I'm telling you, if you are going to make it in this life and in this world, and if you want to make a difference, if you want to be a world changer, you're going to be in the world of people who just don't know. They just don't know. They want to know, but they don't know. So you have to learn their language, you have to learn their culture, you have to learn how to be in it but not of it. And let your life do the work.
Come on now.
Just be a light. Just be a light. So that's what I mean. Pain prepares you for the next level. It really does. Had I not gone through what I've gone through this year, I could not sit where I am today. I'm telling you, in this position. No way. Had I not been through pain, I'd have had an attitude. I'd been like, what? No, you're not talking to me. I'm from Brooklyn, baby. You don't talk to me like that. No, but it prepares you. It prepares you. If you let it, it will prepare you. Okay? So you can handle the next level and then the next level. Pain is designed to produce. So when I say produce, there are so many things, so many seeds that have been planted in you. So many seeds. Do y'all know that? Like, think from the time before you were born and God creating you, and then being born and being a part of this world and all the things you've been through and all, so many beautiful little seeds that are in there. And pain will help those seeds produce. It will. Here's how. I'll tell you how. So if you pay close attention, when I was sick this summer and I was in the worst pain of my life, I'll never forget. And my daughter had these little sticky notes up on the mirror, and it was like 12 days, because that's what my recovery was supposed to be. So she's going, Mom, we're down to day 11. We're down to day 10. We're down, so every day. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, so I'm down to day 2, and I'm still thinking, gosh, I don't feel anywhere near great. And so we get to down to day 1, and she's like, Mom, it's day 1. And I'm like, oh no, this is going to go on for a long time. That's when I knew. And so I just kept telling God, like, how could this happen? Why now? I'm in the middle of a divorce. We're living in the same house. It was insane all around me. Everything was chaotic. Everything. The kids, me, the marriage, the home, everything. The dog, everything. And I'm like, wow. And one day, I will never forget it. And Megan has been on this journey with me, probably unbeknownst to you all, but we were texting every single day, and she was saying, how are you today, sister? How are you feeling? And I would say, terrible. I'm in so much pain. I'm in so much pain. And she'd say, okay, I'm praying. I'm praying without ceasing. I'm praying without ceasing. I'm praying all the time. And so I decided one night that I'd listen to God, finally. And I said, okay, what are you trying to teach me? What is it? Because I certainly can't be going through this for nothing. What are you trying to teach me? What is it? I'll listen. And I took my journal out, and day after day after day, I waited for an answer, and I got nothing. And I go, no, you're trying to show me something, and I'll wait. Finally, one day, worst pain ever, I was in the bathroom, and I was looking out the window, and I said, there's just no way. There's just no way. I can never live like this. I don't want to live like this. And he showed me an image of Jesus going to the cross, and the pain that he suffered and went through, and the beatings and the spitting and the shame and all of that. And then he shows me the image of him going to the cross and then being crucified and then being resurrected. And I was like, oh, I got it. You're trying to set me free. I got it. I got it. Like, you're trying to set me free. And so he said yes. And so I started journaling that. Okay, you're trying to set me free. What does that look like? When I tell you that God downloaded the most amazing revelation that I have probably ever had in my life, and I won't share it with you because you will know soon in time, but it was as clear as day. If you just embrace this pain, I will set you free. If you just embrace it. So I went from saying, please stop this, please make it stop, please make it stop, to every day going, okay, I'm in it, I'm in the pain, I'm in it, I'm in it, God, I'm in it with you. Just as long as it takes. As long as it takes. Because I want to be free. I want to be free. Whatever. So I fully surrendered. Fully. I never complained, not another day, no matter how bad it got. Never. I said, I surrender it. Whatever. I was on hands and knees, and I was praying, and I'm going, it's all yours. It's all yours. I'm not going to complain. It's yours, because you're doing something in me. And boy, did he set me free in some ways you will know soon. That's what I mean by preparing. So when you want to blame it on him, I told you, you get to do that, but you get to do it right when it happens. After that, that stops. That ceases. So immediately you take it to the Lord. You tell him exactly how you feel. All of that. Let all that stuff out. And then you begin the work part. And let him show you what he's trying to teach you, because it's in preparation for the next level, the next thing that he has for you to do. Does that make sense? Are you tracking? Okay. So then, produce. Did I talk about produce already? Is that where I was on 3? Okay. So now we're on purpose. Okay. So when I say that, I was like, what does all of this mean? What does all this mean? When I finally started listening and just letting him speak to me and show me, he showed me that my purpose, which I've always sort of known, because it's kind of obvious, is that I sing and that I lead worship. And it's just something I've been doing since I was 4. And I've never, ever thought about it or tried to do it, or it just happens. So he showed me my purpose. But what he did was he showed me that it's not just what you thought it was. It's to use your voice. It's not just your singing voice or leading worship. It's to use your voice, your whole voice. And I was like, okay, I'm 42 and I'm just learning what my full purpose is. I've always thought I was just to sing and lead worship. I have been prophesied over since I can't remember. And every single prophecy is the exact same. Your voice will reach the 4 corners of the earth. Every single one. I have them journaled. Your voice will reach the 4 corners of the earth. So it's not just singing. It's speaking. It's television. It's writing a book. It's writing multiple. My voice, that's my purpose. Not just singing, but my voice. Had I not gotten quiet enough to stop complaining, to stop questioning, and to embrace the suffering, I truly embraced the suffering. I was like, and Megan, you probably knew when this shift took place. I was just like, I'm good, I'm okay. I'm hurting like you wouldn't believe, but I'm good because I'm listening and I'm learning. He revealed my full purpose in that moment, and that has led me to where I am, and that is leading me to where I'm going. And it's above and beyond what I could have ever imagined that God would do. Above and beyond. This job was above and beyond. But then I'm like, what? You're taking me there? How? Because I embraced the suffering. Jesus embraced the suffering. He said, if this cup could pass from me, let it. But not my will, but thy will. When you get there, you're walking into freedom. You are walking into freedom. It's designed to position you. Position is number 5. Can we turn that fan on? Does somebody mind? Turn the fan on. Thank you. It's designed to position you. And so we are all comfortable with being comfortable. Raise your hand if you're not comfortable with being comfortable. Okay. Because we're all comfortable with being comfortable. Okay, that's just how we operate. That's why I told you I usually go in and I'll shake stuff up and I ask people to move things around because everybody's just used to being comfortable. But the beauty and the excitement is in shaking it up a little bit and getting out of your comfort zone and then watching God do things in that area. And then you're like, dang, I want more of that, so I'm going to do it again. And that's just how it works. But you've got to step out first. You've got to do that. So the pain is designed to position you. Okay, it's designed to get you uncomfortable so that you do something different, so that you can be repositioned.
Save that.
Does that make sense?
Sister, save that.
Okay. Yeah, you just got to touch me, sister, because you just... The pain is designed to get you uncomfortable. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Uncomfortable. So you can choose to do something different that is going to reposition you. If you don't allow the pain to get you uncomfortable, that's what, remember, wallow and work? It's really just two choices, honestly. It is not complicated. You can stay in the wallow. Some people stay in the wallow for 40 years.
Wow.
They are wallowing over an abuse that happened 40 years ago, or a bad marriage that happened 15 years ago, or they will wallow and wallow. And you know, God, you think that's what God has for you? Come on! No way! No way! No way! We are so convinced that life is so hard and the enemy's on me, the devil. You need to stop giving him so much credit. He doesn't deserve that much credit. I'm just telling you right now. You are a child of the Most High God. So he wants for his daughters the very, very, very best that this life has to offer. That's what pain will teach you if you let it. That's what it will teach you. So if you are going through something, man, you need to embrace this suffering and go, let me learn this lesson so I can get on with my life.
Yes.
Stop wallowing and work. Stop. 6 is the pain is designed to propel you. So you get in the pain, you get uncomfortable, to make a different decision, to reposition you, to propel you to the next level. Okay? So it's all a process that you're in. It's all a process. And honestly, you can decide. You can decide, I'm going to be in this for 23 years. I'm going to be in this for 42 years. I'm going to be in this for 55 years. I'm going to be this for 5 years. I mean, it's a choice. Start working. Start working. Work through that pain. Work it out. Go get help. Talk to somebody. I don't know what you need to do. For me, I am so in relationship with God and so connected to him, and I don't do religion, so I don't want you to think that I'm walking around in some holy cloud all day, because it doesn't look like that. It doesn't. But it's my connection to him, my dependence on him, my need of him, my need of the cross, my recognition that without it I'm absolutely, positively, zero, zilcho, nothing. Nothing. It's all him. It's all him. That's what I mean when I say, get with him and get it. Get what he has for you. Get it. Just get it. And promise you, God's not going, ooh, I'm going to hold that back. Ooh, let me just shock her. No, he's going, come on, baby. Come on. Take it so you can go. You can go. I got work for you to do. We don't have time for this. We don't have time for this. You're his servants. He needs you active. He needs you doing stuff. We don't have time for this mess. So finally make a decision that you are going to walk out of that stuff and move on to the good stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm walking in the good stuff. I'm being honest. I told you about my life. Wow. Did that equal this? In man's eyes? Never. In God's eyes? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so that's propel. So it's designed to propel you. So if I told you that my 23 years of marriage being extremely difficult, very, very, very hard, was part of my preparation, Would you believe me? Because it's true. He was preparing me. He was preparing me. Was I perfect? Nope. Absolutely not. Have I forgiven? Absolutely. Absolutely. Didn't take me very long. I was like, I am not doing that unforgiveness thing again. That thing will take you down. Way down. So low that you just don't even know how to find your way out of that. I'm just telling you now, if you're dealing with unforgiveness, today is the day to put it right up on that cross. If anything will destroy your soul, it is unforgiveness. It is unforgiveness. So don't get it confused. Can you be angry at someone? Can you be sad? Is that a human emotion? Disappointed? Unforgiveness is a whole different thing. Okay? So understand that you have emotions and you have to deal with your emotions. Don't make your emotions unforgiveness. You understand? Don't get the two confused. It's almost like you're telling a woman who lost her child, a baby, like, oh, just have faith in God. What? I just lost. You can't talk to me about my children. I already told you. If that's just a whole different, like, don't tell me just have faith in God. That's not, no. I'm a human being. I will have emotions, but I'm not doubting that God is who he says he is. Do you get the difference? Like, so the religion part, you got to work that out. You know, all the churchisms and all the things. No, no. He didn't design you not to hurt, not to be afraid. No, you're in the world. You're a real person. But there are certain things. You know God is who he says he is. He will never lie. He cannot lie. It's impossible. He will never fail. He cannot fail. It's impossible. You hold on to those things, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. The unforgiveness, baby girls, y'all got to leave that here today. You have to leave it here today. I've been abused. I've been sexually abused. I've been cheated on. All those things. Come on. I'm not any different from you. It's just a choice where I go, that unforgiveness will destroy me. It will destroy everything that he's taking me to. And I want that. I want the good stuff. So I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to give anyone or anything that power. Absolutely not. So let's talk about how the pain should lead you to the pleasure part, and then what the pleasure part looks like. So I believe that the pleasure part consists of two things. And oh my gosh, if you get this, y'all are going to be amazing. Two things. We keep it super simple. Two things. So you're probably going to think that money has something to do with this, that notoriety has something to do with it. I have worked for one of the richest people in the entire world. I was very involved in his personal life. I did not do the company side. I was not on the Falcon side. I was not on the Home Depot side. He's the founder of Home Depot. I was not on the Home Depot side. I wasn't on the finance side. Nothing. I was his wife's executive assistant. I was involved in their personal life. Every single thing that went on, I knew about. Many times I thought my life was a movie. I'm not joking. I would call my friend and I'm going like, I'm sure I'm in a movie right now. Like, this can't be. I mean, it's crazy. And what I learned is that money doesn't even come close to bringing any sort of fulfillment. I promise. I've had it. I've not had it. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't. It just gives you more resources if you're doing what you're supposed to do what the Lord has called you to do. That's what it's designed for. Then he also is gracious enough to make you enjoy some really cool things, which is what a good papa would do. Your daddy wants you to have some fun. He wants you to enjoy. I love shoes. So I get to enjoy some nice shoes. I love shoes. I love jeans. I love ripped jeans. I will always be who I am. And so just don't get it twisted. The focus is not money. So there are two things that I feel the pleasure part encompasses. And all of the pain part, all of the 6 things that we talked about, here's where we are in the pleasure part. It produces 2 things. One is a deeper connection with Jesus. This is the pleasure part. There is no greater pleasure. None. None. 0. None. None. There is no greater pleasure. Who can someone say amen in this room? No greater pleasure. Doesn't exist. A deeper connection with Jesus. And I'm just going to give you my definition, just deep-rooted gratitude and awareness that he can simply never fail. That he is all-knowing. And he is a friend that sticketh closer than any brother. And he can't lie. Of course, baby, I will absolutely repeat it for you. It's a deep-rooted gratitude and awareness that he can simply never fail. He is all-knowing. He is a friend. You going into labor, Mama? Okay, good. Thank God. Woo! I was looking at your face. I was like, oh, Lord. He can never fail. He is all-knowing. And he is a friend that sticketh closer than any brother. Stop over-spiritualizing your relationship with God. You cannot impress him with some flowery, amazing prayers. It's beautiful. It's great. You have all that language. That's lovely. That's great. But your relationship with him should just be a continuous friendship. Just a continuous friendship. So you're just chatting with him. You're just hanging with him. You're going, when I'm buying shoes, I'm going, thank you. Like, thank you. Because he's so sweet. Like, he's so sweet to let me enjoy nice things. And I've been on the other side of having nothing. Not knowing how I'm going to put gas in my car. Not knowing how I'm going to feed my children. I have been there. I promise. For many, 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 many years. Many years. But that's what I mean about a friendship. You've got to see it more like that so that it can be a constant in your life. You know what I mean? As opposed to, and I love quiet times, I love devotions, I'm all about it, I get it. And there are times where I'm in better seasons where I can do it because of my schedules. But so if I depended on just that, then I would be out of relationship with him. It's got to be continuous. It's got to be ongoing. So when I'm loving stuff and I'm having a good meal, I'm going, ooh, you are the best father ever. Like, that's relationship. Okay, so come out of the clouds, come down.
Yeah.
We're all the same here. Just have relationship with him, okay? My second thing that I feel is the pleasure part, which I've told you a little bit about, is he, our precious Father, gives us the sweet gift of allowing us to enjoy some earthly pleasures while building heavenly treasures. So he is so sweet that he lets us enjoy our lives, enjoy some fine things, some great concerts, some great meals, some fantastic hotels, some great restaurants, some cool shoes, some cool clothes, some all of that, which my kids are going, wow, Mom, this is where we are now. This is great. But you still need to be building earthly, heavenly treasures. Do you know what heavenly treasures are? People, lives, souls. That's it. Simple. So how this works is I moved from the blanks and, very, very a glamorous kind of life and lots of security and lots of, Samuel Jackson, I can tell you the names. All of these people have been in our lives. The Queen Latifahs and Ushers of the world and all of that. We had games every Sunday, so we were on the sidelines. And the sidelines is VVV, VIP guests. And so we have to entertain them and make sure that they have the right security and coming and going. And by the time you turn around, there's 500 people on the sidelines and then all of this media and cameras. And You have to have extra security when Samuel is in the building. Extra, 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 because everybody wants to just touch him. And then President Carter, let me just tell you about President Carter. He is the sweetest little man. I mean, so gracious, so gracious. His security they're terrifying. I thought Arthur had serious security. These brothers don't smile, they don't blink, they don't do, oh my gosh. And when he comes in the building, you're talking a whole different level of security. You got people on planes, you got people hovering over, it's insane. Like, it's a whole different world. But God allows you to enjoy that stuff. But in the meantime, like I told you, your life should be building heavenly treasures. So I want you to kind of get out of the mindset that you have to go, and when I say go and make disciples, I mean, like, you're knocking on doors, you're trying to preach the gospel message and, win souls. If you're waiting for that, you're going to go to heaven empty-handed. Because unless you have a church, like Pastor Jared and your church, and you get to reach the masses, but people want to see how you live.
Come on now.
They want to see what your life looks like, because they want what you have, or they don't. And I'm not talking about money.
Come on.
I'm talking about an internal thing that you exude. That's what I'm talking about. So when all hell is breaking loose, when all chaos is going, this one isn't here, they're on the highway, the police escort can't get them through, this and this and that, and you're standing and you're just going, that's no problem, hold on one second, you need to move such and such and such. Yeah, it's all good, everything's great, all good. They go, what?
Right.
Do you realize what's going on? Yeah, I'm good, everything's great, we're all good, all is well. And then at the end, they're like, I just don't understand. Like, when everybody's pulling their hair out, people are throwing up in bathrooms. I'm telling you, afraid they're going to lose their jobs because something didn't work out right. Oh, absolutely not. I was like, no, I don't play that. No, I'm good. Everything's fine. We're all great. And my girl, Angie, would stand right in front of me, and she's like, everything okay? Yeah, everything's good, baby. Everything's fine. You're good. Go talk to your friends. And that's what I mean. What's that thing? They're going, what's that thing? What's that thing?
Yeah.
What is that? How are you so calm in the middle of a storm? Hey, remember what I told you what the pain does? If you let it, this is how it will prepare you. So when the storms of life are raging around you with everybody else falling apart, throwing up in a bathroom, afraid they're going to lose their job, you just stand firm and you just go, no. I go, Lord, you calm this right now.
Yeah.
You do it. And then I just go, yeah, everything's fine, everything's great, the whole time. We're all good, everybody's fine. So, why I said, I'm enjoying the earthly pleasures, but at the same time, you always have to have the mission that you're building heavenly treasures. So then, after a certain amount of time, they want to have a conversation. They want to know. So you're getting taken to lunch, they're asking questions, and then you can have that conversation. And it's just God. It's just God. That's all. It's just God. It's just my relationship with God. That's all I can tell you. He's just great. And He's amazing. And He's so sweet. And you should know Him. There's your gospel message. There's your pitch. You should know Him. He's the greatest thing ever. Like, why don't you know Him? Stop the religion. Stop it. People don't want it. People don't want to hear it. They are too skewed as it is. Give them the real deal, Holyfield. Okay? Real deal. That's all there is to it. Okay, so those are the two things. 2 hours? Thank you. I appreciate that. 2 minutes. 2 minutes? It's 2 o'clock. Okay. So I'm going to run through the next part real fast. What time are we ending? 2? Okay. Okay, great. Can I have 30 more minutes of your time? Everybody's good with 30 more minutes? You promise? Remember I told you don't fake. Thank you, my girl right there. Okay, 30 minutes, I promise. And then we can do ministry time. If you have to leave, you can leave. If not, then stay for ministry time. It's going to be a powerful time. Okay, so 5 things you need to know while you're going through pain. And we talked about some of these, but I'm just going to list them if you're okay with that. Number 1, choose to suffer. Number 2, endure the pain and cry out to God. Here's the scripture. Weeping may endure for a night. Come on, sister. I know you know it. Joy comes in the morning.
Yeah.
So that's 2, endure the pain and cry out to God. 3, surrender everything to God. Every single thing. Okay, look at me. Every single thing. Okay, because I know you immediately go, oh, I'll just hold on to that. Oh, you know how come I know? Because I did it. Every single thing belongs to God. Surrender everything to God. So here's what you have to do. You have to let it go. Okay, so nothing belongs to you anyway. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. And I'm going to give you a list of things and maybe it'll resonate with you. Not your children, not your marriage, not your job, not your house, not your money, not even unforgiveness, not anger, not resentment. None of that belongs to you. Not bitterness, not pride, not animosity, not envy, not jealousy, not fear, not insecurity, not self-doubt, not intimidation, not depression. None of it belongs to you, not even you.
All right.
You don't even belong to you.
Look at that.
You were bought with a price, my friend. So you don't even belong to you. So you don't get to decide to hold on to this junk. You don't get to decide because you don't belong to you. You belong to Him. And He says, I want you free. And He's already paid the price for you to be free. Okay? So if you're holding on to any of this, here's what I would propose and a question that you should ask yourself. Am I robbing the cross? Am I robbing the cross? We're getting to 4. I'm still in 3. This is a whole lot of 3 right now. Am I robbing the cross? That's the question. Because that's where all that junk belongs. It was already taken from you. So you should be totally not holding on to it. Number 4, listen and pay attention. You know what I'm saying. You can listen. Doesn't mean you're paying attention. Right? Right? Oh, we listen all the time. But are you paying attention? Pay attention. What is He trying to teach me? What are you trying to show me? And let Him do it. Let Him do it. Be quiet. Be quiet. Quiet down your world. Quiet down your life and let Him show you and talk to you. Okay? Listen and pay attention. Most of the time there's a lesson. I would say all of the time there's a lesson. Somewhere in what you're going through. Most of the time it doesn't feel good. Most of the time it's hard. Most of the time you'll fight it. Then you'll defend it. Then you'll deny it. Then you'll deal with it. That's the process. You will fight it. You will defend it. You will deny it. And then you'll deal with it. So here's what I'm telling you. Make that process go fast. Get through it. You can get through it faster. You can. Just get through it, okay? So we were going to do some Q&A, but we're not going to do Q&A. We'll do ministry time, and then if anyone wants to talk to me, just come and talk to me, or Deb, my partner here. I promise you, this lady is full of wisdom. How many times have you had cancer? 2 times she's had cancer. Her whole house burned down one time. I just don't even know what to say. Like, I'm just so thankful. Oh, tremendously, with wisdom and counsel from heaven. And it's very divine. And so we are both here to share with you. Number 5, live in your truth. Live in your new truth. Live in your new truth. For whom the Son sets free is free indeed. So, if the Son has set you free, then you should be free indeed. So then live in that new truth. That's why I keep telling you all, write the old story, but write the new story. So you have something to guide you, something to grasp onto, something to hold on to. And here is the final question that I would have you ask yourself as you're walking through this journey from pain to pleasure. How did I handle the pain is equal to how did I handle his son? Think about that for a minute. How I handle my pain is equal to how I handle his son.
Say that again?
How I handle my pain is equal to how I handle his son, how I handle Jesus, how I handle Jesus on the cross, his process and his journey to the cross, and then what the cross represents for you is freedom, forgiveness, redemption, right? That's what the cross represents for you. So when you're walking through your pain in your life, you're also defining how you handle the cross. Because if you keep it with you, that's telling you how you're handling the cross. If you surrender it, that's telling you how you handle the cross. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So his pain, his death, his resurrection, bottom line is, are you handling it fully surrendered? And if you are, I promise you, you will be so needy of him. You'll be more needy of him as you surrender, because you know, like you're going, I'm giving it to you, like, all my stuff. I need you. That's how life is. It's like, I need you all the time. I need you all the time, because now it's in his hands.
Come on.
So now you're just going, okay, God, okay, I need it. I need you. That's what it should look like. Okay, and that's how you tuck and you roll. That's how you stride, okay, through life, through pain. So I just want to read a scripture and then I'm done, Megan, I promise. Psalm 116 is one of my favorite passages that helped me get through a lot of just really hard times. And many times I didn't know what to pray. I didn't know what to say. I'm hurting too bad. I just didn't have the words. So then I would just go to scripture and just pray the scripture instead of trying to make up something. I just pray the word. That's got to be the best thing you could do, right? So Psalm 116 says, I love God because he listened to me, listened as I begged for mercy. He listened so intently as I laid out my case before him. Death stared me in the face. Hell was hard on my heels. Up against it, I didn't know which way to turn. Then I called out to God for help. Please, God, I cried out, save my life. God is gracious. It is he who makes things right, our most compassionate God. God takes the side of the helpless. When I was at the end of my rope, he saved me. I said to myself, relax and rest. God has showered you with blessings. Soul, speaking to my own soul, you've been rescued from death.
Come on.
You've been rescued from tears. And you, foot, were kept from stumbling. I'm striding in the presence of God, alive in the land of the living. I stayed faithful, though bedeviled, and despite a ton of bad luck, despite giving up on the human race, saying they're all liars and cheats. What can I give back to God for the blessings he's poured out on me? I'll lift the high cup of salvation, a toast to God. I'll pray in the name of God. I'll complete what I promised God I'd do. I'll do it together with his people. When they arrive at the gates of death, God welcomes those who love him. Oh God, here I am, your servant, your faithful servant. Set me free from your service. I'm ready to offer the thanksgiving sacrifice and pray in the name of God. I'll complete what I promised God I'd do, and I'll do it in company with his people in the place of worship in God's house, God's city. Hallelujah. That's my scripture. I love it and I go to it. It's my go-to for sure. So we're just going to conclude. If you guys want to come up and do worship, everybody's okay? Y'all are good with time? Y'all want to go eat somewhere or go to a movie or something? Okay, good. Great, because I don't have anything else to do. So I I just like to free flow kind of through worship. I just listen and just wait for God usually. So we'll have worship. If you have to go quietly. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time to come out. I appreciate it so much.